You walk through life under the illusion that everything is under your control. Your decisions, your plans, and your desires shape the world around you. But there is something greater than you, a force that sees beyond what your eyes can perceive. I extend my hand, I offer direction, but if you ignore it, don't say later that I didn't warn you. Time does not wait, and every choice you make either builds or destroys your destiny. Human pride makes you believe you can walk alone. You seek answers in fleeting things, trying to fill the emptiness with distractions, but what you truly need is beyond what the world can offer. My angels speak, they call, they warn. Yet if you refuse to listen, how do you expect me to intervene when the storm comes? Do not close your ears to what can save your soul. The signs are everywhere, but you pretend not to see. Chaos grows around you, your soul feels the weight of fear, but you insist on ignoring my voice. You want help when there is no way out, but you forget that I have been here all along. The truth is, I do not force myself upon you. I speak, I guide, I warn, but the choice to listen is yours. Every day, you make decisions that bring you closer to me or pull you further away. You chase after things that fade, while your soul cries for something eternal. Do you really think you can live without me? Do you believe you can silence the voice of the one who created you? Ignoring my presence does not make me disappear, it only makes your path darker. You cannot blame me for the choices you make. You want peace, but you reject the source of true peace. You want protection, but you refuse to walk under my covering. The angels cry out, they warn you because they see what you do not. There will come a time when you will wish you had listened, but then, will it be too late? Will you only recognize my presence when you have lost everything? If you believe in my guidance, type, God is leading my steps. You turn to me when your strength runs out, but why wait for desperation to seek what has always been available? My love is not a last resort, it is the foundation of your existence. Yet, you treat it as an option, something to consider when convenient. I do not move by your schedule, my truth does not change based on your timing. How many warnings will it take before you understand? You hear whispers in your heart, you feel nudges in your spirit, but you brush them off. You call it coincidence, but it is me. You call it fate, but it is my hand directing you. The angels speak, but you drown them out with the noise of your own desires. You say you need proof, but how much more proof do you require? Every breath you take, every miracle you have witnessed, every moment of protection you never even noticed, it was me. But still, you demand more, as if my presence must be proven again and again. I do not owe you signs, you owe me faith. You build walls around your heart, thinking you are protecting yourself. But those walls keep out my presence. You lock yourself in a prison of pride, fear, and self-sufficiency. The angels try to reach you, but you push them away. How much longer will you resist before you finally surrender? You want change, but you refuse to change. You want answers, but you reject wisdom. You want blessings, but you ignore the one who gives them. How long will you expect me to wait while you treat my voice as an inconvenience? If you trust in my wisdom, type, God's plan is perfect for me. You say you believe in me, but belief without action is empty. You claim to have faith, but your life reflects otherwise. What good is a candle if it refuses to shine? What good is a voice if it remains silent in the darkness? You have been given the gift of truth, but you bury it under excuses. Do not be deceived, there is no neutral ground. You are either walking toward me or away from me. Every choice, every thought, every moment moves you in a direction. You may not see the consequences now, but they are unfolding with every decision you make. The angels have seen what is coming. They speak not to scare you, but to prepare you. Yet you dismiss their warnings, assuming tomorrow is promised. But what if tomorrow does not come? What if the opportunity you ignore today is the one that could have saved you? I do not force my love upon anyone, but I will not be mocked. You cannot live as if I do not exist and then call on me only when trouble strikes. You expect me to intervene, but where was your faith when you were comfortable? Where was your devotion when everything was going well? I am not your emergency escape, I am your foundation. Those who build their lives upon me will stand firm when the storm rages. Those who wait until the last moment to seek shelter may find themselves too late. Do not test the limits of my mercy. If you believe in my power, type, God is my refuge and strength. I call to you, not because I need you, but because you need me. My love is unshakable, but it is not a game. You cannot live in opposition to me and expect my protection. The angels warn not because they enjoy speaking of judgment, but because they see the reality you refuse to acknowledge. Many have walked the path of pride before you, thinking they were untouchable. Where are they now? Their kingdoms have fallen, their wealth has faded, their names are forgotten. What remains is my word, my truth, my authority. Do not be deceived by the illusion of control. There is no safety outside of me. No amount of preparation, intelligence, or power can replace my presence. I hold eternity in my hands, and still, you resist. What will it take for you to open your heart? What disaster must come before you realize that you need me? The angels have spoken, and their voices will not be silenced. They do not beg for attention, but they deliver the message I have given them. If you continue to turn away, do not blame me for the consequences. Every moment you delay, you walk further into the unknown without my covering. You still have time, but time is not infinite. You still have a choice, but choices have consequences. Do not wait for the day when you cry out and hear only silence. Do not wait for the moment when regret is your only prayer. I have spoken, and I will speak again, but will you finally listen? If you hear my voice today, type, I choose to follow God now. You stand at the crossroads, yet you hesitate. You have heard my voice, you have felt my call, but still, you delay. What are you waiting for? A sign? Another warning? How many have I already given you? Every day that passes is another opportunity wasted. Do not let pride be the chain that holds you back from the life I have prepared for you. The door is open, but it will not remain open forever. The world offers you distractions, but I offer you truth. You chase after things that shine for a moment, but my light never fades. You invest in what will turn to dust, while your soul longs for something eternal. Do you not see? The angels weep, not because they are weak, but because they know the weight of your choices. They have seen what is ahead, yet you refuse to listen. You call me only when you need me, as if I were a tool to be used at your convenience. But I am not an option, I am the very source of your existence. You take for granted the breath in your lungs, the beating of your heart, the protection you do not even realize you have. Do you think all of this is by accident? You ignore me, but still, I sustain you. But for how long will you reject the one who holds your life? There will come a day when time will run out. The voice you ignore today will be the voice you long to hear. The angels warn not to control you, but to wake you up. This is not a game, this is your eternity at stake. You think you have time, but time is not yours to command. How many more chances do you expect? How How many more warnings will you turn away from? You ask why things happen, but you never ask if you are walking in my will. You question my presence when trouble comes, but where's your faith when things are easy? I do not disappear in the darkness. It is you who have turned away from the light. The angels have spoken, my word has been declared, but you continue in your own way. Will you wake up before it is too late? If you hear my call, type, I choose to listen to God today. You build your life on unstable ground, thinking it will hold. You trust in your strength, in your wisdom, in the world's promises. But what happens when the storm comes? What happens when everything you trusted fails you? Do not wait for that moment to seek me. The wise prepare before the flood, but the foolish ignore the warnings until it is too late. I have called you to something greater, but you settle for less. You were created for purpose, yet you live for temporary things. The angels stand ready, watching, waiting for you to turn back. But they will not force you, and neither will I. The choice has always been yours. What will you do with it? You fill your days with noise to avoid the silence where my voice speaks. You busy yourself with distractions to keep from facing the truth. But in the stillness, I am there. In the moments when the world fades, I am calling. Will you finally listen, or will you continue to turn away? I do not need your recognition to exist. I am God, and I am eternal. But you need me to truly live. The angels whisper, they call, they urge you to return before the moment is gone. This is not about fear, this is about love. I do not warn you to frighten you, I warn you because I want you near me. But will you come? You cannot stand in two places at once. You cannot serve two masters. Either you choose me, or you choose the world. There is no middle ground. Every day, your actions declare your allegiance. So tell me, where does your heart truly belong? If you trust in my plan, type, I surrender to God's will. The angels know the weight of what is coming, yet you treat their warnings as if they are optional. Do you think you are immune to the consequences of your choices? Do you believe that you can ignore my word without repercussion? I am merciful, but I am also just. What you sow, you will reap. You seek answers everywhere except from the one who holds them. You turn to people, to philosophies, to your own understanding. But human wisdom is limited, my knowledge is infinite. The angels have tried to lead you, but you resist. Will you humble yourself before wisdom, or will you let your pride lead you to destruction? You say you believe in me, but belief without obedience is meaningless. Even demons believe and tremble. What sets you apart is your choice to follow, to submit, to trust. Faith is not just words, it is action. The angels have given you the message, but now the decision is yours. Do not wait for the storm to break you before you seek shelter. Do not wait until all else fails before you come to me. The wise prepare before the crisis, but the foolish ignore the warnings. My arms are open now, but will you only run to them when there is no other option? This is your moment, your opportunity. The time is now. You have been given the message, the warnings, and the truth. Yet, you hesitate. Do you think you will always have another chance? Do you assume the doors will always remain open? Do not deceive yourself. The angels have spoken, not to control you, but to awaken you. Do not wait for regret to be your only prayer. Do not wait for darkness before you seek the light. You live as if tomorrow is guaranteed, but who promised you that? You make plans as if you own time, but time is not in your hands. You count on another opportunity, another moment, But what if today is the last call? What if this is the final whisper before silence? The angels see what you do not. They cry out because they know what is coming. But you cover your ears, pretending not to hear. I have always been here, guiding, protecting, waiting. But I will not force myself into your life. I offer my presence, my love, my truth, but you must choose. You must decide whether you will follow or turn away. You must decide whether you will listen or continue in your own way. The angels are not the ones who will face the consequences, you are. You want my blessings, but you do not want my discipline. You want my protection, but you reject my authority. You cry out when trouble comes, but ignore me when life is easy. Do you think I am only here for emergencies? Do you believe I can be ignored until it suits you? I am not your last resort. I am the foundation on which you should build your life. The angels speak, and their voices echo through time. They have seen those who walk this path before you. They have seen the prideful fall, the stubborn break, the lost regret. And yet, here you are, following the same road. How many must suffer before you understand? How many must be lost before you listen? If you believe in my mercy, type, God is calling me, and I am listening. You say you do not need me, but every breath you take is because of my grace. You say you are strong on your own, but where will your strength be when life takes everything from you? You trust in your own wisdom, but where will it lead you in the end? The angels whisper warnings not to weaken you, but to strengthen you. But their words will not reach you if you refuse to hear. You spend your days chasing the temporary while your soul longs for something eternal. You fill your hands with things that fade, while ignoring the only thing that lasts. What will it take for you to realize that nothing in this world will ever satisfy you the way I can? How much more will you lose before you understand? You cannot serve two masters. You cannot hold onto the world with one hand and reach for me with the other. There will come a time when you must decide. The angels have spoken, they have given you the message. The choice is now yours. You can continue down the road of destruction, or you can turn to me before it is too late. Do not wait until you are desperate to seek me. Do not wait until your strength is gone to cry out for help. The wise prepare before the storm, but the foolish ignore the warnings. The angels see what is coming, they know what awaits those who refuse to listen. Will you be among them, or will you turn back before it is too late? Every second is a gift, every breath is a chance. The angels are calling, the signs are clear. But the doors will not remain open forever. One day, the warnings will stop. One day, the calls will fade. And on that day, will you find yourself safe in my presence, or lost because you refuse to listen? If you are ready to follow, type, I choose God before it's too late. You ask why I do not intervene, but you have shut me out. You wonder why I do not act, but you have ignored my voice. I do not force myself into your life. I call, I guide, I warn, but the choice to follow is yours. Do not wait until you are drowning to seek the lifeboat. Do not wait until all is lost before you realize what truly matters. The world will tell you that you do not need me. The world will convince you that you are in control. But where has that control led you? Has it brought you peace? Has it satisfied your soul? Has it answered the deep questions in your heart? Or are you still searching, still restless, still longing for something more? There is no peace apart from me. There is no security outside of my presence. You may build, you may strive, you may gather all that the world offers, but in the end, what will it amount to? A moment of success, followed by an eternity of regret. The angels have seen those who walked this path before. Do not be one of them. You think you have time, but time is not your own. You think you can delay, but delays turn into missed opportunities. Every moment you wait is a moment lost. The angels are calling, but they will not call forever. You have a choice, and that choice must be made now. I have offered you everything: love, protection, peace, eternal life. But I will not force you to accept it. If you walk away, it will be your decision. If you ignore the warnings, it will be your responsibility. Do not blame me later for the path you choose today. If you choose me today, type, I will not ignore God's voice. The message has been given. The call has been spoken. The angels have delivered the warning. What happens next is up to you. Will you listen, or will you turn away? Will you step into my presence, or will you walk toward regret? The choice is in your hands. Do not make it lightly. Angels have spoken, and their voices will not be ignored forever. You have been given the message, you have received the call. What will you do with it? If you choose God today, type, I will follow God with all my heart. I have given you every opportunity to listen, yet you still hesitate. Do you not understand the urgency of this moment? The angels have spoken, not to frighten you, but to wake you up before it is too late. You cannot ignore my voice forever. One day, you will stand before me, and in that moment, will you be filled with peace or regret? The time to decide is now. You look at the world and think you are safe. You assume that because the sun still rises, because your plans still move forward, that you have nothing to worry about. But I see beyond what your eyes can see. I know what is coming. The angels cry out because they have witnessed the downfall of those who walked in pride before you. Do not be like them. Your heart has felt my call, yet you try to silence it with distractions. You run after the temporary, filling your hands with things that will one day slip through your fingers like sand. What will be left when everything fades? What will remain when the world no longer offers you what you seek? Will you finally understand that I was what you needed all along? You say you are not ready. You say you need more time. But I tell you, time is not in your hands. You have no control over tomorrow. You have no guarantee that you will have another chance. The angels plead with you, not because they need you, but because they know what awaits those who ignore my warnings. Will you continue to gamble with eternity? The path you walk leads somewhere. Every step you take is either leading you toward me or pulling you further away. There is no middle ground. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot keep one foot in the world and one foot in my kingdom. You must choose. And you must choose now. If you are ready to walk with me, type, I choose God over everything. You think surrender is weakness, but true strength is found in me. The world has convinced you that power comes from independence, but independence without me is a path to destruction. The strongest are not those who fight against me, but those who submit to my will. The angels watch as you struggle against yourself, resisting the very thing that can set you free. You ask why things happen, why life is hard, why the world is full of suffering. But do you not see? The world is broken because it has turned away from me. It rejects my truth, ignores my guidance, and then wonders why there is chaos. You cannot expect peace while walking in rebellion. The angels cry out, but who will listen? You blame me when things go wrong, but do you praise me when things go right? You call on me when you are desperate, but do you seek me when you are at peace? I am not a convenience, I am the source of life itself. The angels have tried to reach you, but their voices cannot break through a heart that refuses to open. The warnings are not given to harm you, but to protect you. The angels are not speaking to take away your freedom, but to offer you something greater. You can live by your own desires, but where will that lead you? You can continue to ignore my call, but what will be the result? The answer is already written in the lives of those who have walked this road before. You think you can delay, that you have plenty of time. But I ask you, what if today was your last day? What if this moment was the final call before the door closed? The angels have spoken. The message has been delivered. Now, it is up to you. If you understand my call, type, I will not wait another moment. I do not call you because I need you. I call you because I love you. I have never forced anyone to follow me, and I will not start now. But understand this, rejecting my invitation has consequences. You cannot ignore the truth and expect no result. You cannot reject my hand and then wonder why you feel lost. You are not promised another warning. You are not guaranteed another opportunity. The angels have been sent to remind you, to guide you, to speak the words you have refused to hear. But if you turn away, do not say you were not told. Do not say you were not given a chance. The world will tell you that you do not need me. It will offer you distractions, lies, and temporary pleasures. But where will those things be when you stand at the end of your life? Where will they be when your soul cries out for something more? The angels see what you do not. They cry out for you to turn back before it is too late. You cannot stand at the edge forever. You cannot remain undecided. The time to choose is now. The angels have warned, the message has been given, and the decision is in your hands. If you ignore me now, do not blame me later. I have spoken. Will you listen? If you are ready, type, I will follow God now and forever. I have given you everything. My love, my guidance, my protection, you have never been without them. Yet, you hesitate, you delay, you turn away. The angels have spoken, the warnings have been clear. But you continue to ignore my voice. Do you truly believe there will always be another opportunity? Do you truly think you can reject me now and still expect my help later? Your life is a breath, a fleeting moment in eternity. You plan for your future, but do you plan for what comes after? You chase success, wealth, recognition, but what happens when all of that fades? What happens when time runs out and you stand before me? The angels have seen many souls come to that moment unprepared, full of regret. Do not be one of them. You ask for signs, but I have already given you more than enough. Every sunrise, every heartbeat, every time I protected you when you didn't even know it, I was there. The angels spoke to you through whispers, through warnings, through moments where you felt my presence but ignored it. You are not without proof, you are without obedience. You want to walk your own path, yet you expect me to bless it. You want to live by your own rules, yet you want my protection. It does not work that way. You cannot serve yourself and expect my favor. You cannot reject my voice and expect my blessing. The angels cry out, not to control you, but to wake you up before it's too late. There is no safety outside of me. No plan, no strength, no wisdom can replace my presence. You may think you are strong, but what happens when life takes everything from you? You may think you have control, but control is an illusion. The angels have warned you. Will you listen, or will you continue to trust in yourself until the ground beneath you collapses? If you hear my call, type, God, I choose you today. I am not here to condemn you. I am here to save you. But you must want salvation. You must choose it. You must open your heart and let me in. I will not force my way into your life. The angels have spoken, the signs have been given. If you reject them, it will not be because I did not try to reach you, it will be because you refused to listen. You say you will come to me later, but what makes you so sure there will be a later? You assume you have time, but time is not your own. You assume the door will always be open, but doors do not remain open forever. The angels cry out because they know what happens to those who wait too long. Will you learn from their warnings, or will you be another soul lost to regret? Do not mistake my patience for permission. Do not assume that because nothing has happened yet, that nothing ever will. I am merciful, but I am also just. The angels have seen the judgment that awaits those who reject my call. It is not my desire for you, but if you choose to walk away, you must also accept what comes with that choice. I have given you chance after chance. I have reached out through love, through warnings, through miracles, through whispers in your heart. How many more times must I call before you answer? How many more times must I send my angels to warn you before you listen? If you will not hear them now, when will you? When it is too late? You think you can stand in the middle, that you can delay your decision, that you can live on both sides. But you cannot. A time is coming when you will have to choose. The angels are calling now so that you do not wait until the last moment when the choice is no longer yours to make. If you are ready to choose, type, God, I will not wait any longer. You have heard my voice, but hearing is not enough. You must act. You must respond. You must turn toward me before the door closes. The angels do not cry out for no reason. They know what is coming. They have seen what happens to those who refuse to listen. Do not ignore their warnings. Your heart has felt the truth. Do not harden it any longer. Do not let pride keep you from your salvation. Do not let stubbornness lead you to destruction. The angels have spoken, and their words are clear. Return now before it is too late. This is your moment. You will not be able to say you did not know. You will not be able to say you were not warned. I have called, the angels have cried out, and now the decision is in your hands. If you choose to follow me, type, God, I surrender to you completely. I love you, but love does not remove consequences. I want you with me, but I will not force you to stay. I have given you free will, and with that freedom comes responsibility. If you reject my voice now, do not blame me later. If you ignore my warnings, do not ask why things turn out the way they did. The angels have done their part. They have delivered my message. Now it is your turn. What will you do? Will you listen, or will you continue to ignore my voice? The choice is yours, but the time to choose is now. I will not beg you. I will not force you. I have called, and I will call no more after the time has passed. The angels have spoken, and their voices will not echo forever. You have been warned. You have been loved. You have been given everything you need to return. This is my final call to you. The door is still open, but it will not stay open forever. The angels have spoken. The decision is in your hands. What will you do? If you choose me now, type, God, I am yours forever. I have spoken. My voice has called out to you in love, in mercy, in warning. The angels have delivered the message, and they have watched as you stood at the edge, hesitating. You have heard my call, but have you truly listened? You have felt my presence, but will you respond? The time for delaying is over. The time for decision is now. You do not need another sign. You do not need another warning. Everything you need to choose me has already been given to you. The angels have cried out, not because they are desperate, but because they know what awaits those who continue to reject my voice. They have seen the consequences of ignoring me. Will you learn from their wisdom, or will you continue to believe that you can do this on your own? I do not force myself upon anyone, but I also do not remain where I am unwanted. I knock on the door, but you must open it. I call your name, but you must answer. You cannot wait until it is convenient. You cannot assume there will always be another chance. The angels have spoken to you again and again, yet every moment you delay is another moment wasted. I am not calling you to a life of loss, but to a life of fullness. I am not calling you to rules, but to freedom. The world has lied to you, making you believe that rejecting me is strength, that walking alone is power. But true strength is found in surrendering to the one who created you. True power is found in trusting me, in letting go of the burdens you were never meant to carry alone. The angels watch, waiting for your response. They know the weight of this moment. They know that eternity is not something to gamble with. Do you understand what is at stake? Do you realize that this is not about fear, but about love? I call you because I want you near me. I warn you because I do not want you to be lost. But you must decide for yourself. If you are ready, type, God, I say yes to you today. You ask why I do not move in your life, yet you keep me at a distance. You ask why you do not hear my voice, yet you fill your life with noise that drowns it out. You ask for peace, yet you reject the only one who can give it. The angels have spoken, but their words cannot break through a heart that refuses to open. You want my protection, but you ignore my guidance. You want my blessings, but you refuse my authority. I do not give halfway. I do not work in pieces. I am either your God, or I am nothing to you. You must choose. You cannot live as if I do not exist and then expect me to intervene only when it suits you. The world will not save you. People will fail you. Wealth will disappear. Strength will fade. But I remain. My love endures. My presence never leaves those who walk with me. The angels know this truth. They have seen kingdoms rise and fall, but my word remains forever. Do not build your life on sand. Build it on me before it is too late. You have come this far, but coming close is not enough. Hearing my voice is not enough. Feeling my presence is not enough. You must step forward. You must take the next step. The angels have delivered my message, but they cannot decide for you. They can only watch, hoping that you will choose wisely. If you refuse my voice now, then later, when trouble comes, do not say you were not warned. Do not ask where I am when you were the one who turned away. Do not blame me for the consequences of the choices you make today. I am here now. I am calling now. But I will not call forever. If you are ready to surrender, type, God, I give you my heart. I do not promise you an easy life, but I promise you a life with meaning. I do not promise you that you will never face trials, but I promise you that I will walk with you through them. You will never have to walk alone again. You will never have to face the battles of this life in your own strength. The angels will go before you, and I will hold you in my hands. The world will tell you that you are giving up too much. But what are you truly giving up? Pain? Confusion? Emptiness? Do not let the enemy convince you that holding on to brokenness is better than stepping into wholeness. The angels rejoice when one soul turns back to me. Will you be that soul today? I have waited for you. I have spoken to you. I have pursued you even when you ran from me. The angels have surrounded you, trying to get your attention. But now, it is your turn to respond. Will you come to me, or will you continue to run? I do not give endless warnings. My mercy is great, but the time for choosing is not unlimited. The door is still open, but it will not stay open forever. The angels have spoken, and this message is not by accident. You were meant to hear it. You were meant to make a decision today. This is my final call to you. I will not force you, but I will not beg you either. I have given you love, mercy, and every chance to return. The angels have spoken, and now the choice is in your hands. Choose wisely. Choose now. If you choose me today, type, God, I belong to you forever.